Oh, hello. I didn't see you come in. Why, I was just enjoying one of my favorite stories. What? You've never heard of it? Well then, let's start from the beginning.
Welcome to Westeros, the world in which this fantastic story takes place. A world of swords and sorcery and war and politics. Our project takes place in an alternate Westeros with the same foundations of the world from the books and television show, but with different events. Houses from Westeros have been adapted to represent real-life countries. For example, House Baratheon represents Germany, House Targaryen represents Britain, House Arryn represents the United States, and House Stark represents Canada. The First Men represent the French who first came to Canada, and the Wildlings represent the natives. Let's start things at the beginning, shall we? How about the first negotiations about the fur trade? Or should I say the direwolf fur trade?
Oh my! That beast is 3 times the size of any wolf I've ever seen before. Imagine how much copper we can make turning that into pelts. My good lord! That's quite the dog you've got there.
Dog? This mighty beast's a direwolf.
Right. My apologies. We gentlemen were wondering if we could barter that prize animal of yours.
That depends on what you're bartering, green child.
Well, we could offer you a place in heaven. All you've got to do is accept our gods.
What about arms? A man needs to hunt, don't you know?
Will this do?
What is the magic infused in this stick? Why does it shine like water?
I'll take that as a yes.
Not so fast, good sir! I am Hudson Targaryen, and I shall give you even more magical swords for that wolf.
My word! More magic sticks? Here.
Very well then. Are you certain?
Yes.
Piss off, you bloody mamas!
The Wildlings had been making lots of money off the direwolf fur trade. However, in order to gather such furs, the First Men in the Wildlings required lots of land, something the Targaryen loyal Vale was in desperate need of. Because of, in part, the Targaryens' thirst for global dominance, and because the Vale had a growing, overwhelming population, the Targaryens went to war against the First Men and the Wildlings in hopes of claiming their abundant, high economic potential land.
Get out of our land, you southern bastards! Where is everybody? Why are all these forts empty?
For the crown!
I can see your grace!
Very well. Lord Stark, I accept your surrender and name thee Lord Warden of the North.
What? But I'm supposed to be Warden of the North! This is an outrage!
The Vale soon became divided amongst themselves. One faction, the Valyrians, stayed loyal to their Targaryen masters, and they fought against the Arryns, who became focused on gaining their independence and removing the oppressive Targaryens from their land.
A royal decree has been sent down from the official squire of His Grace King George Targaryen III. An increase on all shipments of wildfire tax has been issued. This serves as a reminder to all of the common folk. All those who attempt tax evasion will be beheaded on the steps of Baelor Sept. May the Seven have mercy on you all.
The old dragon must be soft in his head if we think we're gonna waste our coppers on that pyromancer's pit.
Aye, I say we send him a message next time delivery comes in.
When I deliver this wildfire, I'm going to tell the king a right good story. Boy, what about that time I brought a honeycomb and a jackass into a bucket? City Lodge! Help! Help! Are you guys not the wildfire now?
The Wildfire Party was the catalyst in the Arryn struggle for independence.
For the Vale! For the people! For freedom!
For Valyria! For the crown!
With the loss of one of its most productive colonies, the Targaryens were forced to rely on the North to fund their wars.
Gonna chop us some wood, I do declare!
Aye, and maybe one day we can build a railroad to get out of this frozen wasteland of a kingdom.
Aye.
This is our land, now piss off!
Out of our way, you wildling! Targaryens command 50 ships of timber by the end of this month!
What if I take this hostage, eh?
Help me, Lord Stark. Go play with your stick somewhere else, you wildling! Thank you, Lord. What are you looking at? Go chop some more wood.
Throughout the years, the Targaryens slowly loosened their grip on the North. Then in 1867, after several unsuccessful attempts, the many houses of the North came together under one banner separate from the three-headed dragon. Now on, House Stark was one house, led by Jeddard A. Mac Stark. However, the now independent North would soon come face to face with an old rival.
Excuse me, good sir. What brings you to the north?
The North? What in seven hells are you talking about? Why, this land is part of the Vale.
Seven Hells is right. This is our fields, our wheat, not yours. So piss off.
Fine. But the mountains are most definitely ours. That you cannot contest.
I can't, and I will contest. What gives you the right to claim our mountains? Plus, I bet you can't even climb them.
Manifest destiny, my friend. You cannot deny the seven.
Quick, to Winterfell, warn the Starks, and call the bannermen.
For the record, we can climb as high as honor.
After several other encounters like these, it became apparent that House Arryn wanted what the Starks had. The Starks rushed to settle the territory and cut the Arryns off. Both nations expanded quickly until they met the sea. Trouble was also brewing on the other side of Westeros. In an act of revolt against the oppressive Greyjoys, a group of Tully mercenaries assassinated the Archduke of the Iron Islands, Franz Greyjoy. The Baratheons, allied with the Greyjoys, then declared war against the Tullys, who were allies with the Targaryens, engulfing all of Westeros in fire and blood. Thus began the First Westerosi War.
Where do we stand on provisions?
The majority of our supplies and armaments come from the north. They supply us with countless stones of salted pork, bushels of wheat, and packets of grains for the soldiers, as well as castle-forged weapons for our infantry.
What infantry? We've not enough men to hold the front lines!
The Starks have been more than happy to provide us with any supplies we may require. However, getting the Northmen to travel all the way down south to fight may prove rather difficult.
Aye, our most fearsome warriors live along the Bay of Seals. The Elmos we call them, thick with the blood of first men. They are loyal to us Starks, but will never fight a Targaryen war.
Unacceptable! We do not have the luxury to mind the stubbornness of some minor house!
Your Grace, forcing the Umbers to participate in this war would put bad blood between them and the Starks. Their loyalty is key to the prosperity of the North.
And what of the prosperity of all seven kingdoms? Would you have your men fight when the Baratheons bring their fury to the countryside? Would you have your Bay of Steel filled with the blood of your precious Umbers? That blood of the first men? Well, Stark?
Send an envoy down the King's Road. Tell all of Storm's End that winter is coming. Conscription shall be enforced in the north. It's the only way.
And so, despite the Umbra's protests, the Northmen joined the Targaryen forces, crushing the Baratheon forces in a storm of fire and ice. The Baratheons were forced to compensate all other houses for their losses in the war. However, the forced conscription in the North would never be forgotten, although the North does not remember their ancient rivalry with the Vale, and after Confederation, trade flourished between the two kingdoms. This all changed when the Vale went into an economic depression.
Ah, Lord Stark, old friend. Are you ready to trade some goods? Of course. Would you be interested in some timber? That would be excellent. However, I would have to increase tariffs if you want to bring your logs into my kingdom. Tariffs? I thought we put that behind us ages ago.
Ah, Lord Aaron, would you like to purchase some fine grains?
Hold on now, boy. We're gonna have to put some tariffs on those grains before selling it to his kind.
Tariff? I don't know if I want to sell my goods with a tariff involved. With so little jobs, what can a man do?
Lord Targaryen!
Did someone say foreign markets?
After the Targaryen Empire Economic Conference in 1932, the North began forging closer economic relations with their previous masters. Then everything changed when Adolf Baratheon brought thunder back into the Stormlands.
And together, we can return the Stormlands to their former glory. Those despicable Northmen have been struggling through a major depression, with almost 25% of their people jobless. Furthermore, the Targaryens are relying on borrowed money from the Starks.
Your Grace, the Starks imposed a command economy. You see, unemployment has virtually disappeared. Actually, most of their population is working to produce wheat as well as weapons for the Allies.
But the Targaryens are still borrowing money, right?
Well, not exactly. You see, the North's economy is doing well. Very well, in fact. And yes, they are borrowing money in rations, but they're using it to turn the tides of war. Sire, we've called you to this small council meeting today because, well, frankly, we're losing.
What about their depression?
No, we pulled them out of it.
Sir, we've been trying to tell you this the entire war. Sir, they have entered the city.
Well, here goes nothing.
The Second Westerosi War brought the Vale out of its depression and into an unprecedented age of production and flourishing businesses. The North then tried multiple times to come to a free trade agreement between themselves and the Vale, succeeding in lowering tariffs across all markets. But in 1988, the two leaders of the two prestigious kingdoms signed a contract.
Now, if you just sign here, excellent. Now you sign here. Great. Now the North Vale Free Trade Agreement is officially underway. Congratulations.